Hey guys, thank you for being here today. I hope everybody had an incredible 4th of July. Um, Good morning. So this 4th of July was really special. It was the first 4th of July that I was able to celebrate with my beautiful newborn son. He's about 9 weeks, and he's growing fast. It was really particularly special because there's a hill that I have on my ranch that it's the tallest hill in the county. And so what we like to do is drive up to the top of the hill, sit in the back of the truck, and have lunch chairs and just a 360 view. You can watch all the cities around you 360 wise, and watch them set off their fireworks, and it looks like a movie setting. In fact, let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm gonna head. Let's see if we can. All right, I don't know if this is gonna work, but so this is my little guest house that I make my videos out of, and I can't even see yet because of the light. But this is my ranch. That's Maya over there laying down. And if you look way back in the distance over there, you can see that hill with that AT&T tower right behind the boat. That hill is the. Let me see if you can see it in the video. I'm still on that. I don't know. Maybe you can see it, maybe not. But that hill is the tallest hill in the county, and so basically, we went over to the hill and we watched fireworks, and my wife loved it. I love it. It's a romantic setting, and it's just a piece of heaven. You know, this is where I've been, you know, really enjoying life, and but no further ado, let's dive right in. So I got a question, and the question that I was presented was, well, how do you find these deals? How do you find these good deals? Because some Metroplex markets are extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. So how do you find these good deals? Okay. There's a number one rule that if you don't embrace anything else, I think it's important to embrace this rule. Okay? This rule will keep you from being paralyzed and allowing your brain and allowing your environment and allowing your atmosphere to create the idea that since it's, number one, so competitive, and number two, so many people are looking, that there isn't any room for you, or it's already been done, or there isn't any good deals left. Okay? The number one rule is this right here. The number one before all rules is this right here. No one on this earth have enough money to buy all the good deals. No one. In fact, there's enough good deals for everyone to have everything that they want. Real estate is such a diverse market that there is enough good deals that everyone can have everything that they want. That's a fact. Here's an example. Here's a quick example. In North Texas, where I live, Ross Perot, the real estate tycoon, the politician, the guy who ran for president, who was filthy rich, he's still filthy rich, richer. Ross Perot owns cities with an S on the end, cities, sizes of land in North Texas. All throughout that North Texas where the Facebook bought their property from Ross Perot. Amazon bought their property when they built their complex from Ross Perot. All throughout that Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, routed around that Alliance area, Roanoke, Keller area. That man owns cities sizes of land, and he still does not have enough money to own all the land. So let's trump that idea right off top. Okay? The easiest way to get started is get off your ass, stop watching me on YouTube, and start driving around. Start driving around and start looking. In the neighborhoods that you already know. The neighborhoods you already know. If you live over in 5-8, start looking over in 5-8, you know? If you live in 5753, start looking over in 5753. Start forming the properties. Start forming your neighborhoods. You and your girl, you and your wife, whoever it may be, you and your friend, your partner, start playing a different game. Like on the weekends or whenever you guys have time out, go to Starbucks, pick up your coffee, pick up your Frappuccinos, and start to use that time to drive around and look for investment property. Okay? Investment property. You'll learn the areas a lot better. You'll know exactly where the growth is going. You'll know exactly what's available on your market. You'll know exactly where you want to be. Okay? I'm going to give a couple of examples of that here in a second. I read a book, and I don't remember which book it was. Well, I'm going to give you two other real quick pieces of advice. What changed my life is I have been in real estate for 5 years up to this point, and all I was doing was helping people buy and sell property, and I wasn't making myself any more richer because that's a competitive industry in itself as a realtor. Then I came across this woman in a Starbucks, and she told me the best advice I've ever heard. And she told me, she said, realtors don't understand that basically what they should do is when they take listings, they should buy all of the diamonds and sell all of the shit. Buy all the diamonds and sell all the rest of it. And I said, wow, okay, that's what's up. And that's what I started doing. That's what I started doing. There's so many points I want to touch on about this. There's so many points, so please just bear with me and follow me on this. Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, is another book I read back in that time period of transition. Robert Kiyosaki said that you got to see 1,000 houses, 1,000 houses before you A, know the market, B, know when you see a diamond. That way you have the confidence. Confidence is built through practice. Confidence is built through practice. Once you get practice up under your belt, you'll know, you'll see so many houses that don't fit the formula that you'll instantly know when you come across one that does. If you see 1,000 houses, you'll see so many houses that does not fit the formula that you'll instantly know the one when it does. If you're doing this now in a market that's more competitive than it was last year and more competitive than it was the year before that, then you may have to see 1,500 houses, 1,700 houses, 2,000 houses. Who cares? You're going to create that goose that lays that golden egg every single month, and you're going to change your reality. There's a formula that I want us to do that also may open you up to the ideal of a few things. And the formula I wanted to express is, so another incredible method that I use is, so you have the Metroplex and you have what's called the ETJ around the Metroplex, and folks like to go further out. So if you can find and home in on the cities that surround, whether it's Austin, Fort Worth, Dallas, if you find the cities that surround the actual major hub and find out, what's the population of those cities, what's the median home cost in those cities. Usually in those cities that surround the major hub, there are a lot of opportunity. There are a lot more opportunity. And if you just think about the cities that surround your personal major hub right now, you'd be like, man, he's right. 2 years ago, Hutto, Lakeway, or, whatever it may be, 3 or 4 years ago was not the place that it is today. Keller or, Princeton or think about where growth is going. If you miss the opportunity to live in downtown Fort Worth or downtown Dallas or downtown Austin or downtown Houston or downtown whatever you may be, Toronto, wherever you may be, Chicago, wherever it may be, then think about the areas that are right outside of that area. And don't forget the principles and rules from the last videos. You want to make sure that the ordinances are up to your standards, and make sure that it's a home that you want to live in. And I guarantee you start putting in the dedication and the work of putting boots on the ground. See, here's the thing. Internet can't replace that. Internet can't replace you actually putting boots on the ground and finding out what's available and what's not available real time. You calling on that for sale by owner sign. Internet can't replace that. I called on the for sale owner sign 2 days ago. I called on a for sale by owner sign just 2 days ago. I know the formula works. In fact, I got one of my best properties from a for sale by owner sign. In fact, I was farming a neighborhood, and it's a neighborhood where they have those big established, beautiful old homes. 1926 is the year model of this home, which is downtown in Fort Worth, and it's a Tudor style home. and it's 2,160 square feet, all single level, original hardwoods from the 20s, you know, and the bedrooms are massive. The closets are massive. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 restroom, 2 living room. It's just a massive home, you know, just a really great older style home. You know, 4 or 5 car driveway. It's just, you know, they don't build them like that anymore. And I did some renovation on that home, you know, resanded the floors, you know, made the original wood stand out and that kind of thing. But they don't build them like that anymore. But that's another conversation for another day. Um, and the way I came across that home is basically I was forming that neighborhood for 3 months. I was forming that neighborhood. I was so confident in that neighborhood that I was forming that neighborhood for 3 months before I came across a for sale by owner sign. That for sale by owner sign popped up in the yard, and I literally walked up to the for sale by owner sign, knocked on the door, asked the woman, her name was Carol, what are you guys selling the house for? She said, you guys speak with my husband, Clint. Clint had a landscaping business, I shouldn't use it. Anyway, Clint had a landscaping business, real alpha-like male, and real dominant guy, not an expert in real estate, and he ended up selling the house to me for $100,000 less than what it's worth today. And I remember leaving when I told the guy, like, I want to buy your house. I took that for sale by owner sign with me. I took it with me. Yep, sure did. And so that's one story. I've there's so many incredible stories of how you can find opportunities, but I think one of the first things you want to do is move away from the idea that it's all been done. I hope that I've been able to answer that question because the practice that I've used is I've gotten outside of the Metroplex. I've gotten outside of, don't worry about renters. There are so many renters. People, there's 5 renters, there's 15 renters to every purchaser. That's so many renters. You'll never have to worry about your property staying rent. Like, there's a ton of renters. So, you know, go look at property out in Bastrop and whatever that town is right outside of Bastrop. You know, go look at Lockhart and whatever that town is right outside of Lockhart. Man, that's where your money is. If you wasn't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You know, if you was born in a silver spoon in your mouth, then start buying properties wherever you want to buy them. You know, buy apartment complexes. But these videos are for the practical purchaser, and you know, I wish there was a magic formula that I can tell you, but there isn't. There isn't. By the way, that house that I was telling you about in downtown, I bought that house for $69,000. I bought it for $69,000, closed. That's closed and everything at $69,000, and it's worth like 200 and some change. So, you know, I mean, what? Let's see, make sure I touched on everything. I think is practice, hone your skill, look at 1,000 houses, look at 1,500 houses. You'll be an expert by that time. Just start driving around. You know, you'll start seeing consistencies. First thing you do as soon as you, oh yeah, I want to touch on this too. As soon as you see a house in that neighborhood that you're forming, you see a sign up that is for sale by a realtor, go to realtor.com. Realtor.com. And I'll tell you why Realtor.com is better than Zillow, Trillion, and all the rest of those websites. Because Realtor.com basically adds and take away properties faster than any of those websites. So their inventory is going to be most accurate. They're going to have the most accurate inventory because it's just going to have the most accurate inventory. And so you can get prices, you can see if they're still available, you can see if they're listed, you know. So Realtor.com is someone I really tout as a website. Yeah, I appreciate everybody from watching the videos. Please continue throwing out questions. If you guys have any questions that you want answered, or if I wasn't completely clear about something, just reach back out to me and let me know. Something that you can look forward to, though, if you start buying real estate in a particular neighborhood and there's opportunity for you in that neighborhood, if you continue to farm that same neighborhood, you'll probably end up owning the entire block. And I've done that in several neighborhoods. You'll probably end up owning the majority of the block. Let's say the majority, because there may be someone else on the block doing the same thing you do. So one other thing, flippers. Let's talk about flippers real quick. Flippers sell gooses that lay golden eggs all the time. It's just that they go back and put too much money into it, and then they try to sell the property. But you got to remember, in order to flip a house, you got to get it at a certain price anyway. So they ain't paying top dollar. So don't think about this idea that there's no opportunity. Flippers buy houses at 70%. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that people are already doing it. You just don't think about it that way because I'm presenting it a certain way. But if I were presenting like a flipper, like the idea of flipping a house, you got to buy a house at 60, 70, 75% to make a profit, right? So instead of flipping the house and selling the house, buy that house and rent it. Buy that house and rent it. I don't need any nasty comments from flippers. Well, you know, because I don't care anything about that, man. Do your thing. But I hope this helped. Just a rant.